What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 Ice Age AI only battle. That was the weirdest zoom out I've ever done. There we go. The units seemed like they weren't moving, and then everything else was. Things are looking exciting. 127 turns in. I hope you're enjoying it so far. There's plenty of action starting to kick off, particularly around certain parts of the map at the moment. Well, the big events. Texas have held off. I think they're safe. The Sioux, getting a bit squeamish for them. This could be rough, but we'll see. They might just about survive. I mean, it isn't the biggest deal. They've got one city, but obviously it would really give us some weird... Actually, no, this is now completely cut off, but by the Shoshone borders. But the that's so weird, just like that little slither. And it goes on for so far all the way down here, but yeah, I mean, it would still be useful. It does look like they're pretty friendly at the moment. They have open borders. They trade with each other. So the Shoshone and the Iroquois, not quite ready to rip apart North America just yet. Well, at least not their parts of North America, I should say. Central America's pretty chill. The Aztecs aren't up to too much. The Corral and Brazil just pieced out as well after only fighting for like a few turns. So these guys are all still pretty equal, I think. I mean, I'm sure one of them's better than the other, but it's hard to really guess that. The Celts... they joined, didn't they, against Rome? But yeah, Rome could be in trouble. A lot of civs against them. Austria, obviously, the main contender, but we'll see. Other action in Europe. Denmark is starting to put a bit more pressure on Russia. A lot more units. Russia struggling against the Huns. The Ottomans should grab Attila's court maybe next turn. They've already been this turn, I believe. But yeah, maybe next turn is the turn for them. It is very close, but the Huns still have some units around, so it won't be a piece of cake. Mali and Morocco. Looks like Morocco is starting to sort of win out over here. They've made a lot of progress, but I don't think any cities will be falling. We might see some weird peace deal as we normally do. The Congo are holding off the Zulu. Yeah, no cities under siege. They've pushed back against Shaka. They've kept him at bay, so that's going well for them out that way. And then over in Asia, what do we have? Okay, let me come over here. Here we go. We've not got too much, actually, but there is some settling. Persia and China, both with settlers out towards this new giant slither of land. Japan and Korea have pieced out. It wasn't letting me scroll quick enough. I just had to... Oh, they came pretty close to getting Kyoto. But yeah, no progress on the rest of these cities. So that kind of sucks, but there we go. I mean, I don't want to be biased, but it would be nice if one of them took the other one out. It sort of, would help, or even just a few cities, just to progress the storylines a little bit, give us some action. And again, you sometimes do need a civ just to make some progress. So yeah, again, I mean, they can't both sit there with what they currently have and do well. I think that's the best way to describe it. Egypt's turn. Now, Egypt is another civ who looks under a bit of pressure, although they seem to have a fair few units. But yeah, Greece is going to be very tough. And obviously, if they get weak enough, it wouldn't surprise me if someone like Assyria hopped in. Ethiopia, probably pretty curious. Hang on a minute, I've just seen some settling shenanigans. What is this? Syria tucking into the smallest available spot on the map. If they settle here and just grab these 3 tiles, that'd be hilarious. I think they could do it. This map does allow you to settle a little closer than normal, so it is very possible. That'd be pretty hectic. And there we go. The Ottomans get their 4th city. Obviously, they did lose quite a few, but yeah, 4th city now with Attila's court, and that is a big blow to the Huns because they were much bigger than the Ottomans. The Ottomans only had 2 cities when this war broke out, and now they have 4, whereas the Huns had something like 7 when it started. But yeah, the Ottomans did stack up a ton of units and sort of prepared for this moment. This might help Persia grab this city, I don't really know, but we'll see. And I don't know if it'll be easier to get the rest of it, but yeah, this could not be good for the Huns. And I think Mongolia will be enjoying this, because even though they've maybe had some issues with China, I think they will be eyeing up getting some of their stuff back. Well, it wasn't even theirs, but I think they briefly held it, and then the Huns took it off them. Russia and Denmark come into a peace deal, which seems like just the right time for Russia. That ends that war, and the Huns did recover their capital. And to be fair, they might keep it now, because there's no more melee units around. Most of the Ottoman units are down here towards Austria. Still no sign of the city of Rome yet being sieged, but now Carthage is doing some damage to some of the units. The Celts are turning up too. It is probably a matter of time before somebody, or just a mix of civs, all just start doing some damage to the city and getting a little bit closer, which could be... Oh my goodness, the Shoshone just settled in southern Japan. I don't know if that was already there, but there you go. They have now done it. And that's completely cut off like Korea and Japan, I guess. No one else is coastal up here from the water. Yeah, the Jar and China aren't coastal, so it doesn't actually matter too much to them. But there you go, that cuts them off. I mean, there might still be open borders deals. It traps some Australian units potentially as well if they don't have, well, they have to go round. That's pretty big. We'll see how that sort of ends out. How that goes. What else we got going on? Mongolia just doing their things. Nothing too exciting. I'm starting to see some riflemen. I think those are pretty good sign if a civ has riflemen, so bear that in mind. Mongolia is one of the only few. I know Austria has some. I don't really know if anyone else has any. Korea does. China does. Okay, maybe they're a bit more common than I thought. I'm guessing maybe one of the or two of the North Americans do. Yeah, the Iroquois has them. The Shoshone has Gatling guns, which is obviously not the same, but sort of similar tech tree, just a different technology. Similar part of the tech tree. The Sioux, yeah, they don't have any. Texas still just making their progress. Aztecs doing their thing. Austria and Rome. Okay, that surprised me. I thought Austria would have just kept going. I mean, but there you go, they've pieced out. They do look... Normally I'd be so excited for this Austria, but I feel like this map is going to be so difficult for them to make something stick. Denmark and the Celts, very ominous sort of neighbours. Denmark are probably about okay, they're probably a bit stronger, but, you know, similar sized-ish with a lot more smaller cities. But I do think that obviously having like that no one bordering you to the north does help Denmark, whereas Austria obviously have loads of people to border. Austria as well look Austria, the Celts look stronger than both of them, I think. I do think the Celts are doing very well. They have sort of that mix, right? Austria has a few cities, but they're pretty good. Denmark has lots, but quite a few. I mean, there's still the three main ones, but the rest are, you know, small to average. But the Celts, like all of these, are pretty good. 12s, 13s. I feel bad for this 11 that I sort of ignored, but that's why I said average. 12, 13, like 12 is a minimum. That is pretty good. And obviously Edinburgh and Amsterdam and Rotterdam, pretty big cities. And yeah, I mean the Celts, the only real disadvantage the Celts have is they sort of border Denmark in a lot of places. So it's going to be kind of awkward to fight them at the same time. But, you know, I mean, it goes both ways, right? It doesn't... It's difficult for Denmark to defend a lot of places too. So it's not going to be easy, but yeah, I mean, at some point, I feel like I would edge towards the Celts unless something happens. It's our first ideology in this game. Because if it is, that is pretty impressive, Australia. Congratulations. Didn't really have you as a contender. You do have riflemen and Gatling guns. I'm sure some other civs do, and I've missed it. But that's, you know, that's, you know, very much minimal eye test level technology rating we can give. I'm pretty sure that is the first. Maybe I've missed somebody. Nope, there you go. Australia leading the way. They're doing really well in the other game that I'm running at the moment too, so it's nice to see for Australia. We've edited the map, they're doing some different things. That's good, because like I've mentioned before, they are a bit of a placeholder civ. They're just here because I don't want someone to come settle it and get really strong. I'm not necessarily expecting them to win. It would be nice to see them do something cool one day, and this would be a good map for them to do it on. I should throw in there, but... You know, yeah, sometimes you just have to accept that some civs are in awkward spots all the time, but if they weren't there, like someone else would just come and settle it, and it would just be too overpowered to leave empty. So I give it to Australia. And normally they don't really, you know, they don't impact the other civs. They're normally always middle of the park. I think sometimes they've scraped at the top 10 when they've done their best, but I don't think they've ever been in the good, you know, in the top 10. This might be a chance for them, and obviously the other series, I think they definitely have a shot in that one, because they are doing really well. Even though they've not done that much, they've just very aggressively settled for what they have in that one. The complete opposite of what they're doing here, which really makes no sense, but whatever. Korea and Rome have pieced out. That is not the biggest peace deal ever. Just to note, I sort of made it sound, I was like, whoa, that's big, but no, it's not. The Shoshone grab another city in the new mega Hawaiian island chain, and they have another settler in Japan. It won't get much land if they do put it down, but it would definitely annoy Japan. Yeah, they are definitely probably leading the land category, I would guess to say right now. And they just completed the Brandenburg Gate, which is pretty nice for them too. Okay, Persia just put their settler down in the... I don't even know what to call this anymore. The Indonesian island chain. It is literally a chain now, but it's not an island anymore, but whatever. Persia settling right in the middle. None of these civs want coastal cities, I'm noticing, but there we go. They settle next to that gems resource. China, I'm guessing, will settle around here. They might keep going to Australia just because it's open, but I wouldn't recommend that necessarily. There is a lot of trade Why can we only see Australia's cargo ships? No one else doing it? I don't know, maybe. Okay, Shaka's going after the Congo again, but he's still not really making any major progress. And he peaced out, so no, that's the end of that one. Never mind. The Shoshone did settle right here. Oh my goodness. There we go. Yomba. Wait, did they just steal these tiles? I swear this was Japan. I thought they were only going to get... Maybe not. Maybe they did steal some. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. But they filled that up pretty well. I mean, Japan will hopefully get this tile, or they will be in a bit of trouble. I'd feel quite bad for them if they didn't get that one, to be honest. The Sioux, okay, they're in the yellow. It's getting concerning. Attila's court did stay with the Huns. Now, Persia may actually be more of a threat to it now. I doubt it, but the Ottomans are just sort of... They don't want to throw any more at it. Which I guess is fair enough. India is currently walking through Greece. What are you doing? I think they are at war with Rome, so I mean, we may end up seeing India grab hold of Rome. Greece completely has failed against Egypt. I thought they were going to do so well, but Egypt seemed to just... I don't know, maybe their units were hidden behind other things. I underestimated them, I don't know. They do look like, yeah, they have riflemen. Greece has only just got their first couple of musket men, so there is probably a bit of a tech advantage going the way of Egypt. I don't see any cannons for Greece either. One up there. So yeah, Egypt probably does have a bit of an advantage actually, which has clearly worked in their favour here. They're not in particularly a big amount of trouble just yet. Denmark has entered the industrial era. That's pretty nice. Celts. Okay, what are you doing, Celts? Second ideology, and it is the Celts. They go order. So there we go. Complete opposite to Australia. I don't think they've met. We probably won't get a World's Congress for a long time again. It does take a while now in some of these maps, because obviously there are some civs that just don't, like a Rome. You know, it's impossible for like a Brazil to meet Rome or that sort of thing, or someone that's that far away, because they're just so landlocked in the middle. They never get a unit out to even begin to explore. So that is a potential. It does take a while. It did happen in the mini continents one that I'm running at the same time. So eventually it will happen, I think, through technology or through, you know, just eventually they do manage to find a way to meet everybody. It does eventually happen, but it will take a little while. It's not going to be any time. You know, it's not going to be soon, but we don't have to worry about that, basically, which is good, because it means less pop-ups, I guess, and it's not a hugely influential feature. I don't think any civ necessarily benefits from it existing so much. There's no, like, unique bonuses towards it. You just get your votes. There's no city-states either, so it's not like you get loads of votes or anything. Alright, so the Congo are safe. What are Ethiopia up to? They're still not... They've got Gatling guns and their unique units. That's pretty good. They're not really... Yeah, they've not thought about it by the look of it. Them and Assyria. I thought they might have jumped on the attack in Egypt train. That would have been a good time to get involved. So the Congo getting a peace deal. They need to build some units up, that is for sure. But, you know, they've shown they've got a tech advantage over the Zulu. Just about. But, yeah, they've shown they were pretty good there. And, you know, they've got plenty of land. So let's see you make the most of it now. You are... I mean, I'm not going to get out the measuring stick, but I would say you're probably the... Oh, again, the Zulu are pretty big. This area is so big as well. You're probably the second largest country in Africa, so, you know, this is your chance. Ethiopia is pretty big too, but I'm gonna hand it to the Congo here. They look pretty big. I don't know what it exactly is. Maybe we'll find out in 18 turns time, but there we go. China did settle pretty much exactly where we expected them to, just on this side of the water, so they will have now access to the Indian Ocean. I'm not sure they'll send that much out there, but if they want to go out there, they've got it. Morocco has entered the industrial era. That's pretty nice for them. It's not, I don't know, Mali is really trying to sneak attack here, like come around the top. It's just not working out for them, I'm afraid. Rome is doing fine. Carthage has not really done too much to them. They have a frigate, which is pretty good. I mean, I'm sure some other civs do. The Atlantic is weirdly, like, empty. I mean, Denmark is, like, the only civ with coastal cities here in Europe, and Portugal's pretty weak themselves, although they've managed to get their unique now units somehow. The Iroquois obviously can't build anything in New York, so they're sort of dependent on... Well, they've added some more cities here. This one can't, but Gowanda here is new, so they've added some more. The AI, I think they are building farms, and we can't see them. I think that is... Someone commented a while ago that the performance was also maybe being hampered by farms. And it only shows, like, so many farm tiles. So I don't think the AI is completely ignoring these tiles. I might be wrong, but maybe they are. But yeah, look, it says farm. It just doesn't, it can only show so many farm tiles apparently, which is fair enough. But that will be it for this episode. So as always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.